Good afternoon. It's time. It's time for yet another, the first Bucky's Taco Tuesday NFL mock draft. Yes, Bucky's sitting with his taco shells and green taco sauce. I like both, but green adds a different flavor to it, and plus I didn't have any red, so so we're gonna do a first round mock draft, no trades. The current order, even including the playoff victors or losers from this weekend. Now this one's kind of a rough draft because it's going to totally change. Obviously, the teams get to the Super Bowl and trades. Of course, we're not going to do any trades, but this is just as is. But we'll do more, probably at least 3 more, maybe 4, depending on how this one turns out, I guess. And by the way, we're in our kitchen today. I just didn't feel like going downstairs today. So, besides the taco shells, we're upstairs. So, now I want to specify I didn't just pick for the Lions. Try to set up the draft for them. So I would do the draft. So I didn't, purposely not pick players. And you'll see that as we go along. And I'm not going to comment, too much. Otherwise, we'll be here for an hour. I don't want an hour-long video. All right. With the first pick, with the first pick of the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Evan Neal, offensive tackle, Bama. And the reason I did that, because they invested the number 1 overall pick last year with their quarterback. And they want to protect him at all times, and didn't do a great job this year. And they're not going to, jump into the future with a defensive end or an edge rusher. So you want to protect your quarterback, and you get the best offensive tackle going, and that's Evan Neal from Alabama. Second overall pick, the Lions with their first pick. They stay home from Michigan, and they picked Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end. Or edge, you want to say. It was a tough choice, and the reason I didn't, purposely set it up for them, because I'd be happy with the next pick anyway. But I think Thibodeau or Hutchinson just makes sense for the Lions, and it's kind of a Dan Campbell kind of guy, and great player. Yeah, he didn't have a great bowl game, but they schemed very well against him. The third overall pick, the Texans select Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end, Oregon. And I'd be okay with that for the Lions to have 2 Oregon players back to back. He's number 1 rated player for a long time. So, wouldn't be a bad pick, obviously. So that's why, I didn't set it up. It just kind of happened that way. With the 4th overall selection, the New York Jets select Derek Stingley, cornerback from LSU. Now, a couple years ago, he was a lot better, probably the best player in the country. He's kind of tailed off a little bit, but that could just be that the team wasn't as good, obviously. And Jets need help in a lot of areas. Defensive-minded coach, so it makes sense to go, defensive player. So I like that pick a lot. Next pick is the New York Football Giants. They select Akeem, or Icky as they call him, Ekwonu, offensive tackle from North Carolina State. Massive player. Giants need help in a lot of areas also. They've got to protect their quarterback, wherever that may be. And he's second best offensive tackle. And very good pick, I think, for the New York Football Giants. How my voice holds out. I've got some iced tea in here. The Panthers select Kenny Pickett, quarterback from Pittsburgh. My first quarterback, I only picked 3 all entire draft. Just not a great quarterback year. But very capable. I've seen him go to the Steelers, obviously. But the Panthers need help. The quarterback they have now is not very good. And I think this is a very good pick for them. And there's only 3 quarterbacks, so. All right, the next pick. Atlanta Falcons. This is a tough pick. Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State. Now, it's kind of redundant to say a big guy because they're offensive tackles. Of course, they're big. But a very good offensive tackle. They want to protect Ryan, their quarterback, and whoever's in the future. And Falcons are tough to pick for because they got some holes. They go wide receiver. They could go, a lot of different directions. Giants are up again, and I went with Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame. It seems to be a theme here with the Giants. But Kyle Hamilton's a great safety. I love the Lions to have him. He can also play linebacker if you want him to. He's a bigger safety. He's like 6'3" or something, like 6'4" maybe. I don't have weights and stuff like that because the combines haven't started yet, obviously. And Senior Bowl's coming up, so there's going to be a lot of changes here. Where are we? Okay, the Broncos select. Actually, I think I got that in mixed order. It's the Giants and the Falcons. Yeah, and then the Broncos are up. Okay, I gotta use my pen here. The Broncos select Matt Corral, quarterback from Mississippi. There's your second one. He was injured, but I think he'll be all right by the time that draft rolls around. And Broncos, they may not pick him as a quarterback, but I think they will pick a quarterback. They're a pretty good team, actually. They just need that QB. So the next pick, the Jets, in their second pick, select George Karlaftis. Karl Loftus, sorry. Edge from Purdue, Big Ten representative. What else can you say? Another, very good player, obviously. You don't go top 10 without that. The Washington football team, I'm getting sick of saying that, picked quarterback Sam Howell from South Carolina. No, it's North Carolina. Well, I have South Carolina. It's North Carolina. Sorry. Now, if I wanted the Lions to have him, I could have just not drafted him. But no, the Washington football team. We're gonna pick a team pretty soon. I hope. A name, I should say. And they might just be a quarterback away. They're a pretty good team, especially on defense. Just need an upgrade on quarterback. So. Minnesota Vikings pass again. They don't make a pick. No. It's a running joke. I have them pick Ahmad Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati Bearcats. Vikings tend to pick cornerbacks, but they need some help. Getting a little long in the tooth in some positions. And they could go quarterback. I don't think they will. But I think, it's like third or fourth rated corner, so I think that's a pretty good pick for them. The Baltimore Ravens select Tyler Lindenbaum, interior offensive lineman from Iowa. They need to protect their quarterback. They don't need a lot. Their quarterback got roughed up a little bit this year, got injured a couple times. So I think that'll help them, in the long run. Eagles are up again. They have 3 picks. Or I shouldn't say again, it's first time. They're up 3 times. They go with edge, David Ojabo from Michigan, the other side of Hutchinson. Very good player, just not as much publicity because of Aiden Hutchinson. But a very good player, obviously. And their back-to-back pick, which doesn't happen. I can't remember the last time that's actually happened without being trades. They went with cornerback Andrew Booth from Clemson. Very talented corner. And they pretty much go in defense here because they got pretty good offense, I think. The Bolts, Chargers pick Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Mountain from Georgia. Big area of concern for the Bolts, and had a pretty good championship game. But he's just a mountain of a man, and it's an area of need for the Chargers. New Orleans Saints select Jameson Williams, wide receiver from Bama. Now, he got injured during the championship game. That probably cost them the championship, but who knows? He should be all right by the trials and the draft, obviously. So a lot of speed. He shouldn't lose any. Hopefully he'll be all right by the time the draft rolls around. Eagles, their third pick, select linebacker Devin Lloyd from Utah. There's another player I would like to see the Lions select. Very, very good linebacker. Just big and fast. And I'd love to see him on the Lions, but this isn't a Lions draft. So, next pick we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've got him going Kenyon Green, interior offensive lineman, Texas A&M. If you saw the Steelers game against the Chiefs, tough game to watch. It started very slow. The Chiefs just ran them up after a while. Then you protect their quarterback again, whoever that may be, because Roethlisberger is going to retire most likely. Great career, couple Super Bowl wins, and you'll probably wouldn't draft a quarterback maybe later in the rounds. But Steelers just don't do well with rookie quarterbacks, just not their style. The New England Patriots select Nicholas Petit-Frere. Yes, sounds like a New England pick, offensive tackle from the Ohio State. It just sounds like a name that the Patriots would pick, but they do need offensive line help. Protect their young quarterback. So I think that's a very good pick. The Raiders select Marvin Neal, interior defensive lineman. If you saw the Raiders play, it was a very good game, actually. They've had a couple misses on the defensive line, and I think solid pick. Not exciting or flashy pick. Now they got a new GM, a new head coach, and a few of these teams, which will change, obviously, who they're going to pick, like the Vikings, for example. The Jags, who knows? So this will be totally different from, newer drafts, because there's a lot of, head coach changes, some GMs. It's just like the Bears, for example. They don't have a first-round pick, but so it's really hard to project, but I just wanted to get this, mock draft out. The Cards select edge. A lot of edge. If you need an edge this year, this is it. Tavon Walker from Georgia. If you watched the game last night, the Rams. Oh, before I forget, I want to congratulate Matthew Stafford on his first playoff victory. Didn't play all that great. I mean, he played well enough. He had a couple touchdowns, but congratulations to Stafford. He finally got his playoff win, so that's good. The Cards looked terrible yesterday. It looked like they didn't even belong in the playoffs. And I don't know what they were doing half the time. The quarterback just made some stupid plays and just very disappointing, the Cardinals. How about them Cowboys? They lost also, and I have them picking Jaquan Brisker, a safety from Penn State. And their secondary needs a little help. Defense is good, but the secondary a little shaky. So I went with the safety for the Cowboys. The Bengals are still in the playoffs. Select Trevor Penning, offensive tackle, Northern Iowa. Now, why Northern Iowa? It's a very good offensive tackle. And again, strategy is you want to protect Joe Burrow, and that's how you do it. All right, we got the Dolphins. Select Chris Olave. There's another example, because I would love to see him on the Lions. But from the Ohio State, by the way. They need another wide receiver, more weapons for Tua. And I love this guy. I hope he's there for the Lions. I'd really like them to take it, but not this draft. Maybe the next one. The Bills are still in the playoffs. All these teams are, except for the next one. Nakobe Dean, linebacker, Georgia. Smaller linebacker. I believe he's 6 feet in whatever he weighs. But the Bills need a little more on defense. Their offense is, quarterback was just on fire. And so I think it's a good pick for them. Your, ours, mine, Detroit Lions, their second pick. I went with Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas. Big receiver, either 6'2 or 6'3, about 215. They need to complement him with Amar St. Brown. And probably the last of the really, really good wide receivers. And kind of fell to him, to the Lions. So very happy with that pick. He's got good speed, too. The Chiefs are still in it, and they select Paxton Hill, sorry. Safety from Michigan. The reason I picked him is they're going to need a replacement for the Honey Badger, and he was the next best safety on the board. Not a great safety class, but it just it was so obvious I had to pick him. The Bucks select Kaiir Elam, cornerback from Florida. The Bucks are starting to show a few holes here and there. I've had a few injuries, and so they need to replace, obviously, some people, so good pick for them. The Titans are up with Jermaine Johnson, and from Florida State. To be honest, I don't really know that much about him. But the Titans seem to need, everybody needs defense, obviously. And he was the last of the really good edge players. So, and the 32nd team is the Packers. They went with Trent McDuffie, a cornerback from Washington. I've seen a few articles about him. So, very good pick. Again, we don't know if the wide receiver is going to stay, if Rodgers is going to stay. So, I mean, it's all up in this. This is going to change a lot. So, but I wanted to get it done, and it was a fun draft to do. Made a few mistakes. That's what whiteout's for. But if you want to comment, that's fine. I'd love to have you subscribe. My drafts have done very well in the past, so hopefully we'll get back on board and people will find this and they want to subscribe. And because I'm down to like 2 or 3 at the most, but my mocks always do well, so we'll see what happens. All right, Bucky, that's time. It's time to say goodbye. Bucky says bye. And we're gonna make tacos tonight, and we're gonna enjoy the draft. Well, my draft anyway, and see if we get more responses and back on track. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye now.